welcome back. It is time for day 5 in 12 days of anime, and today I want to talk about the ending of Akame ga Kill. Now, I don't think I need to tell you that I will be spoiling shit in this video because I'm talking about the ending. I mean, come on, it's kind of self-explanatory. So without further ado, let's just get started. Now, in the anime, the ending of Akame ga Kill was very different from the manga. In the anime, pretty much everybody dies at the very end. Even the main character Tatsumi is killed off at the very end of the series, which is not that common when you look at anime series, even shonen and seinen. You know, you don't typically have the main character die. In fact, the main character is typically the only one left alive. Well, it can be more than one character, but at least the main character should be left alive in most cases. I mean, Akame ga Kill is not the first one to have killed off its main character in an anime, but it is one of the few cases where it happens. In the manga, however, Tatsumi doesn't die, and neither does his would-be girlfriend, or the one he falls in love with, which is Mine. She actually survives in the manga too, from what I understand. I haven't read the manga myself, mind you. Well, I've skipped through the very end of it, so I know that in the manga, Tatsumi and Mine, they survive and they live happily ever after in some shape or form, but that's about all I know about it. But in the anime, which I mean I did watch the entire anime, so I kind of know everything when it comes to that. And you know, everybody dies apart from Akame, which is, you could call her the main character because it's her name in the title of the series, and also, well, she's the one who's left alive at the very end of it. But the story actually follows Tatsumi, which is why I would still consider Tatsumi to be the main character, because he's the one that, well, we as a watcher follow. We don't really follow Akame's story, we follow Tatsumi's story. Even at the beginning of the series, it is Tatsumi that is first introduced, and that is why I would say that Tatsumi is definitely the main character in this case, and he is killed off at the very end. A lot of people think that the anime had a better ending than the manga, but then there's also those people who think the other way around. Me personally, based on what I know from the manga, I would say that I prefer the manga's ending, well, the result of it. However, the anime ending is something that I really admire at the same time, because I'm one of those people, you know, I want to see something different. I want to see, in this case, people just die. Even the main character dying was really surprising to most people, including myself, because I mean, yes, everybody else died before him too, so you could say it was predictable. But to me, I didn't really think he would die, because, you know, I think this was the first anime that I watched, at least, that the main character died in, and that was something that really stood out to me in a good way. Like, I really enjoyed how they made it that different. You know, have the main character die, have everybody die. The bad thing about the anime's ending, in my opinion, is the fact that Tatsumi's and Mine's relationship was built up, you know, to a point where you hope that they will end up together, but eventually you find out that Mine dies, and eventually even Tatsumi dies. So the relationship that they had, it was built up and then kind of killed off. You know, it was a complete buzzkill. In the manga, however, from what I understand, they both survive and they both live happily ever after, so that is a good thing, I guess. But whether the build up to that is good or not, I don't know. Like, I don't know if Mine is hurt the same way that she is in the anime. Like, if you remember, in the anime, Mine like overused her own power, I think, which caused her to die eventually. So if that still happened in the manga but she somehow survived, I guess that wouldn't be as good. But if they somehow managed to write around that, to somehow make it that Mine didn't actually have to use that much power and she was able to survive in some other way, then that is something that I could accept. But if she survived, as I said, by still overusing her power like she did in the anime, then that is something that I can definitely understand why people would think that the anime had a better ending, because then having her dead would still be better writing. It would still be a better ending to the story, because no matter how you look at it, even if you want someone to end up with each other, you know, if it's done incorrectly, it's probably best to leave it alone. Anyway, that's really all I had to say about this topic. I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on the ending of Akame ga Kill from what I understand. Obviously, like I said, I haven't read the manga, so I don't have a full understanding of that side. I do, however, have a pretty good idea of the anime's way of handling it, and I'm guessing that I would probably still stick with the anime's ending based on the fact that I don't know the reality of the manga's way of handling it. So I would love to know what you guys think, if you've seen the anime or read the manga, like which do you prefer, and be sure to leave that down in the comments so I could read them. And as always, if you did, be sure to Detroit smash that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. This has been your favorite host Perm, and I will see you next time.